Hi everyone, today is Thursday, March 29th, and I have just a brief update for you to kind of get you through the rest of the semester. You've all turned in your IT ethics project, and I'm working on getting those graded. I'm going to try to get them done by Saturday morning. I'm actually going to be going on vacation next week with the kids for their spring break. So if I don't get it done Saturday morning, it will probably be toward the end of next week, but there aren't any other big grading projects that are coming out. So I hope you'll be patient with me on that. But I'm going to do my best to get it graded before I leave. We're leaving Sunday evening. So hopefully I'll get that done and get those grades to you. Your technology recommendation discussion board is due next Monday on the 2nd. I definitely won't get those graded until I get back from the trip. And then you've got your CIO assignment. So if you haven't already started working on that, I hope that you do. That's a great project. Remember that to read the instructions, the part that I'm focused on is toward the bottom of the instructions. In fact, let me pull that up and show it to you now. So this is the PDF for your CIO interview project. Now this is a project that I designed years ago, and this is one of my pieces that we've kept in the class because everybody's always loved it and I loved it. My original goal with this was to give you the opportunity and reason to sit down with your CIO or someone who is higher up in the organization and say, hey, I'm working on my MBA. How many of you don't want the opportunity to do that and to be able to make that statement and make it known, but it not be that you're promoting yourself? So I'm trying to give you the opportunity to promote yourself, but you're doing it because you have to rather than because you're trying to promote yourself. So I hope that this provides a mechanism for you to have a great, engaging conversation with someone who is higher in the organization than you are. Aside from that, people usually really enjoy this because they begin to see how things work on the back side of their computer. So a lot of us get our computers, we get our tablets, we get our laptops, we get our system access, and that's what we use. We are consumers, users of the information. But there's people that make decisions and run things on the back side to provide that to you. And so that's what I really hope that you begin to see, and then to start to think like a CIO would think. So that's what I'm really getting at. So this PDF here gives you some instructions on hardware related questions, software related questions, strategy questions, all of that. So you can ask as many or as few of those if you want in your conversation, but here's what I want you to submit. Down here at the bottom, you see this: once you complete your individual interview, you need to answer the following question and submit it to me in the Dropbox. I do not want them one at a time. Rather, I want more of an analysis of what you learned and how it relates to the readings and assignments in the class. Do you think your CIO has a good understanding of the future of technology? So you don't have to give me your interview. I don't need a transcript of your interview. This is what I'm looking for. I want a paragraph or a few sentences about how you feel about your CIO. This is just to me. You're not turning this into them. So be completely candid. And if you don't want to put names, that's fine. You don't have. I don't care what their name is. I'm not looking them up. I don't have time. So, do you think your CIO has a good understanding of the future of technology? Did the explanations make sense? I want you to think about how you would feel working for this company for the next 10 years, given what you know about the CIO, their perspective, and what you've learned in the class. So I'm really wanting you to start thinking strategically about the people who are making decisions, because really you need to be able to do that anyway. Now, we're not always given the opportunity to interview people, but you can watch how decisions are made, and you can ask as many questions as you can to find out if you think people are making the right kind of decisions, because that really is going to drive the longevity of you being able to have a job. So I want you to begin to think like a CIO or a CEO. Some of you already are, and I hope you're already thinking that way. Finally, this is the part that I really focus on, and if you haven't turned this in, then you will not make a full A letter grade on this. So if you don't do this last part, I want you to prepare what I've called over the years, I've kind of changed the name, a generic mission statement or a motto, and now I'm even narrowing it down to a decision heuristic, a decision rule. So a mindset for a CIO who is presented with a decision to make. So you need to think about, how am I going to make this decision? My personal model is the CYB model. That was the very first video of Module 1. So I've used that for years to think about decisions related to the people and the processes, but not just internal people and processes, those outside as well. So that's what I've kind of used to vet decisions about technology, especially now. I mean, I'm in a role where I am making those kind of decisions for the College of Business. Technology is one of my areas that I'm over, and so I'm actually making those decisions. Now, it's not as big of a decision, and there's lots of other people involved, but still, that's a framework that I consider. So, what I'm looking for, you can call it a mission for CIOs, a motto statement for CIOs, a mindset, a decision rule, a heuristic. I don't care what you call it. What I'm looking for is something short, something that is easy to remember, something that is effective at driving strategic decision making. So that's what I'm looking for, and I'm really focusing on that last piece. So I'm going to read the other that it's there. But if you don't put this last piece in there, then there's no way you're going to make a good grade. Because to me, this is the pinnacle of the entire class. Because 10 years from now, you might remember this statement, but you probably won't remember some of the other details in class. But if you create it based on what you've learned from your experience, and you put something together that's short and sweet and can drive decisions, then that will be something that's useful. And hey, as far as I'm concerned, if you remember anything from class 10 years from now, then this class has been a success. So that's what I'm looking for. Wanted to give you a big heads up on that for the CIO interview. I'm going to get the other grading done. And then there's one other discussion board that's out there about just your general experience in the class. All 5 professors share the feedback that we get. So if you post anything in there, I'm going to copy it and share it with the others, because we're constantly updating, revising the course. So even now, we have like this sandbox course that we're working on. When there's a quiz question that's wrong, we'll go out in the sandbox and correct it, so the next time we copy it down for future semesters, the corrections are there. So we're definitely in an agile course development environment. So hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you have enjoyed the class. Look forward to finishing it out with you. Have a great day.